me to carry my message on. I come to tell you the reason why God brought you here is because He needs you to work in the kingdom. He brought you here because He needs you to be a vessel. He needs you to be a voice for the voiceless, to minister to the brokenhearted, to encourage that young man, that young woman, to hold on, to tell the dying world about a living God. He brought you here on a Friday night because He wants you to stand out. He said, I need someone to stand out. And the perfect person to use at this time is Jeremiah. You see, Jeremiah's name, the main name means the Lord is exalted. In other words, Jeremiah was called to lift God up. You and I are called to lift Him up. John 12:32 says, if I be lifted up from the earth, I will draw all men unto me. You see, in the 5th verse, God tells Jeremiah, He tells Jeremiah, He says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. In other words, He said, I know who you are. Not only do I know you, but I have plans for you. And I set you aside for those plans. Wait. You have a plan for me. And you set me aside for those plans. That means what happens in my life is a part of your plan. The struggles that I face are a part of your plan. My haters are a part of your plan. The pain that I'm having is a part of your plan. So I can't stop, I can't quit, I can't give up because that's not a part of your plan. You see, Job said, though He slay me, yet will I trust Him because my trials are a part of His plan. All I'm saying that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and to those who are called according to His purpose and His plan. Verse 6 and 7.
Why don't you?
God tells Jeremiah about His plans. But Jeremiah was scared. Telling Him, I'm nothing but a child. I can imagine him telling God, that sounds good, you know. You got a good game you talking, but I'm a pass on this one. I don't know how you can expect me to speak to all of these people. First off, I'm young. I can't speak like Elijah and Moses. My voice is too weak. I don't have enough bass, to be honest with you. I don't want to get put out on the spot and humiliate myself. Jeremiah was telling God, thanks, but no thanks. But like Jeremiah, many of us are scared to stand out. We feel that we are not equipped to work for God. We think that in order for us to stand out, we gotta pray like a deacon or preach like a pastor. We feel as if we gotta be something that we're not. But I come and tell you, God can use you right where you are. And He can take you where He needs you to be. Just think about it. He can use perfect people to do His will. Because you have to fall sometime. And when you fall, that's when God can use you. You can have a testimony and you don't go through no test. I wish I had somebody talking to me. You gotta go through something. You have to experience some trials. You have to be imperfect to do His perfect will. He said, don't say you're a child. Because you're more than that. Just listen to me. Follow what I say. And you will get through this. In other words, He said, just be obedient to what I say. When you're obedient to God, He can take you wherever you need to go. There were people in the Bible, And they made it because they followed God's instructions.
Yes.
If you look at Jonah, Jonah was scared like many of us. But he still went in spite of him getting sidetracked. You have to learn how to be obedient.
All right.
But in verse 8, he tells Jeremiah, do not be afraid of their faces, for I am with you. He said, don't be afraid of how they look.
Right.
He said, they may look mean. They may look like they're going to beat you up. They may scare you a little bit, but they don't have what you have. They don't have the covering. They don't have the protection like you have. And I come to tell you, when you have God, you are greater than the enemy that's in your face. When you have him by your side, you can go to any place and you can go anywhere because he is going to be with you. The Bible says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I come to tell you, when God is with me, I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me because he is with me. I wish I had somebody can praise him right there. Anybody know God is with you and he will take you wherever you need to go. He gave Jeremiah a blessed assurance that he was with him. Not only that, but he touched Jeremiah's mouth.
Yes, he did.
And he said, I put my words inside of you.
Yeah.
He said, I put my words
Yes.
inside of you.
Yeah.
Not only is he with us, but he is inside of us.
Yes.
My God.
He said, I put my words inside of you. So when you speak, they're not going to see you by yourself, but they're going to see me.
Yes.
As me right now, as I'm speaking, you may look at a young man, but you hear God's voice. He said, I'm speaking, I'm going to speak through you. And in order for God to speak through you, you must read his word. The Bible says the word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. When I'm in his word, I get some understanding of who he is. When I'm in his word, it increases my faith. Because the Bible says faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
Yes. Come on.
So he has his word. He has blessed assurance. But later on in the text, he also has strength. God began to tell Jeremiah, he asked him, what do you see? And Jeremiah told him, I see a rod. And he said, I see a pot coming in and it's pouring. And God told him, he said, that means the destruction that's going to come towards you. He said, I want you to tell them what I tell you. But he said, there's going to be some people that's not going to listen to you. There's going to be some folk that don't want to hear what you have to say. There's going to be some folk that's going to try to fight against you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make you strong against them.
All right.
He said, I'm going to make you strong against them. He said, I'm going to make you a defense shield against the people thereof, against the priests thereof, against everybody that's in Judah. I'm going to make you strong so you can handle them. And I come to tell you, sometimes the enemy will try to attack you over and over and over and over and over again. And I come to tell you, God gave you strength. The only reason why you hit is because he gave you strength. The only reason why you standing in this place tonight is because God gave you strength. But lastly, and I'm almost through, he says, they're going to try to fight against you, but they're not going to prevail.
All right.
Because I'm with you to the limit. Says they're going to fight you, but they're not going to win. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to destroy you because I got your back.
All right.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper because he has my back.
All right.
That's right.
He got my back.
All right.
He got my back.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
So when I go through day to day, he has my back. And I'm reminded of a story. about an old man who was watching the 9 o'clock news one night. And all of a sudden, he had a craving to go to the store. So he goes to the store, and he gets to the store, buys what he needs, but instead, on his way back home, he decides to take a shortcut in an alley. Now, on his way in the alley, out of nowhere, a young man comes up and asks him for a lighter. The old man pulled out the lighter, lit the cigarette, and the young man ran away. The old man was confused because he didn't realize why the young man was so scared. He didn't even bother to say thank you. So the old man said, "Oh, never mind, I'm just going to go to my house." Gets to the house, he goes to sleep. But the next morning, he wakes up and he watches the 8 o'clock news. And he's seen a special report on the murder that happened the night before. And he looked at the location, and the location was the alley that he was on last night. He looked at the time, and the time was around the same time that he was on the alley. And then he looked at the victim, and the victim was a young woman in her 20s. But then he looked at the murderer, but the murderer was the young man that asked him for the lighter. So the old man began to think. He said, "Well, I know I seen him, but why did he kill me?" He said, "He killed a young woman in her 20s, but why did he kill me?" He said, "I'm old, I'm feeble, my voice is weak, I can't walk like I used to. I wasn't able to take him home, but why did he attack me?" And it started with the man's soul, and it was in the man's mind until he decided he became to go to the jail. He gets to the jail, he asks the sheriff to speak to the young man. The sheriff brought him in and he sat him down at the telephone booth. The young man came in, picked up his phone. Old man picked up his phone, asked the young man, he said, "Do you remember me?" He said, "I want you to look at me real good. Do you remember me?" The young man looked at him and said, yeah, you, that old man that I asked you for the lighter." The old man looked at him and said, "Yeah, that's me. I got a question. Why didn't you kill me last night?" He said, I'm old, I'm feeble, I can't move like I used to. Why didn't you kill me? Buster, I need your help real quick. He said, "Why didn't you kill me?" The young man looked at him and said, "Yo, man, do you really want to know?" He said, "Well, yeah, I want you to know. I want to know because I'm trying to find out why did you kill me." Well, the young man looked at him and said, "Well, I was intending to kill you, but that's why I asked you for the light. I was going to kill you, go to your house, take everything you had, and I was going to go away." But the old man said, "Well, what was the purpose of the lighter?" He said, "I'm about to get to that." The young man said, "When you flashed that lighter, I saw a big man standing behind you." He said, "I saw a strong man standing behind you." The old man looked like a comfort. He was like, "What do you mean? Can you describe what the big man looked like?" He said, "Well, yeah, his eyes was like balls of fire. His face was like the sun. His hair was like sequel. His knees was like diamonds. His hands was like the rainbow." The old man said, "Say no more. That sounds like my rose of Sharon. Say no more. That sounds like my lily of the valley." He had my back so I can stand out because I'm not standing by myself. I don't have to be quick because my God is great, and when He's great, then it makes me great. Go nowhere by myself because no one has my help, and my help comes from the Lord. Is there anybody here? Know where your help comes from? I can stand out because God is with me. I don't care what Satan puts in my way. I can stand out because God is with me. Is there anybody here that can tell the devil, "Beat me if you want to, but my God got my back. Attack me if you want to, but my God got my back"? Is there anybody here? No, God has your back. Give him some praise.